Alright, hey everybody, welcome to the install video of the 3-gallon IMS gas tank for the 2013 Yamaha WR450. Video's being shot in 4K, so sorry if it's a little bit zoomed in here. Anyway, so this is a stock tank, which is I believe 2-gallon, and I was getting about 40 miles per gallon with that tank, so my fuel range was good for anywhere between 80 to 88 miles on a tank when I was running, and I ran out of fuel like 3 different times with it. Not far away, but just ran out, so I decided to upgrade to a bigger tank. That way you got more range. And yeah, so here it is here. I still got to take it out of the plastic wrap, but this is the IMS fuel tank, 3-gallon for WR450. 2012 to 2015 year range. It'll fit. I'll get that out of the plastic and give you a look at it, and then we'll try and tear this little bugger apart to put it in. That's going to be a pain in the butt, I think, because I have these aftermarket radiator guards on here, and I'm not sure how that's going to match up with the new fuel tank. So hopefully everything will go together right. And yeah, if it does, so much the better. But that's the project for today, so stay tuned. Alright, so here the tank is now that I got it out of the package and the hardware. And give you one little bracket here, one here, a washer, and a few bolts. So shouldn't be too terrible, I don't believe. This fuel cap, my Tusk aluminum fuel cap, will not fit on here. Does not match up to the IMS tank. So this nice billet aluminum fuel tank cap I got here, this nice little jobber, will not fit onto the IMS one. So I'm gonna have to order another one of these guys. I love this little short, like that one a lot better. So I'll have to look and see what I can find and figure out for what'll fit this tank. But for now we'll unbolt everything and try and get this guy put on. First thing you want to do is take off both your side shrouds. Take off the seat first, 2 10mm bolts, then take off your side shrouds. You got one bolt with a white spacer that goes behind here in the frame, but I got it on these Unibiker frame guards, or radiator guards, so I'm hoping these don't interfere with putting on the new gas tank. I sure hope not. But anyways, then your other bolts here and down here, take them off and slide it back to get it out, and you're good to go. So now we got to work on removing the actual tank itself. So to show you how this gets taken out of here, it's pretty easy. Way easier than I thought it was going to be. Let me get this set back down in here. So you had that bolt in the front up here, which you can't see, a little bolt with the spacer. Went in here, 8mm, take that out. Back here, you had this pin, went through here, this hole, and came out this side with this little cotter key to hold it in there. So it was in there with the washer on that side. So it's in here basically like this, only going through the holes, of course. And so your tank would pivot on that pin. So you just pull out that little cotter key. Let me go to this side. So pull out that little cotter key, move the washer, and just slide that pin right out. Super easy to do. And then once you have that done, you can actually take, and this is why I stopped recording the time lapse, so you guys can see this. Oops, kind of hard to do one-handed here. Shoot. But anyways, you can take and you can lift up this whole tank. I wish I had my tripod or a helper here for this. Would sure make it easier. There. But you can lift up the whole tank, and then underneath here you got your fuel pump and then your connecting wires. So we just got to remove those little wire connections and disconnect the fuel line, and then we'll be able to pop this tank right off here. So should be pretty darn easy. I'm not gonna get video of it, but I figured I'd show you guys what it looks like under here. Once I'm done and get all this stuff put in the new tank, then I'll show you what that looks like. But pretty simple. So on here, there's a little retaining clip down here, right here,
and you actually have to use like a little screwdriver to pry this bugger apart. So you got to get in here and just twist, and that'll come undone. And then you can take this clip, slide it up, and then this whole thing will pop off. It's just not letting me push that in. There we go. Finally. Yeah, there. Finally got that little guy slid off there. Well, there you have it. Alright, so this is how the IMS tank will look on there. We had to remove that back mounting bracket that pin went through. There's just 2 bolts. Take them out, pull it off. And then the next step was to put this bracket on here where that the stock mounting bolt was to the frame. You use the original bolt and then the included washer in the packet to put that in there. And then, yeah, put this mounting bracket here. So once this tank is on here, you'll put a couple of bolts from the front into the front of the IMS tank to hold it on. So right now what we're going to do is transfer the, make sure it's clean, and then transfer the internals over to this tank here. And then mount up that back bracket that goes there. And then we should be good to go. Shouldn't be long to hook it up. Okay, we got the internals out of the old tank and put into the new tank, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. 4 out of the 6 of these Allen wrench bolts went in just fine. This one here was a little bit tight and stiff to get in. It was lined up perfectly with the hole, so I don't know what the issue was. It wasn't cross-threaded or nothing. So I don't know if from the factory they misthreaded this a little bit or got their tolerances off or what happened. But this one here was completely horrible trying to get this one in. I thought I was going to strip out my Allen wrench because it was turning so freaking hard. And it hurt the hell out of my hand trying to turn that bugger to get in there. Like, I literally thought I was going to break the Allen wrench trying to twist and get it in there. And I had to use this, put it on the end of the Allen wrench for extra leverage to twist to even try and get that sucker to go in there. So they got something screwed up with their threads on a couple of these bolt holes. So they might want to check that. IMS, if you're listening, double check that all these bolts will thread in and out here, no problem. Because even without this on and the bolt lined up perfectly, it didn't want to thread in correct. So I'm not sure what the issue is there. But anyway, so next step, take this bracket and mount to the rear subframe with these 2 little button head Allen wrench bolts. And then we'll hook up the connectors back to the tank and set the tank on there. So that's what I'm going to do now. So this bracket just gets set on here where that old one was that the pin went through. We just set this on here, put your 2 bolts in, 1, 2, and color good. Alright guys, so we got one side put back on here, got the tank all mounted up. Tighten down these little bolts on the back side of the tank. And got the front ones mounted to the front of the tank, right here. We got those with both these guys mounted. And then you have to trim your fenders, which I didn't do a very good job on this one. I could redo it if I wanted to make it a little smoother line, which I still might do. I might pull this off here quick and redo that with the Dremel, make it look all nice and good. We shall see here. But yeah, I could trim this up just a little more right along here and smooth that edge out nice and flat. But you gotta trim your fender there. This one here I had to trim back here too because otherwise it was hitting on here. So I had to trim that out. Then once you're done with that, just mount it back up and you're good to go. And then do the other side, which the second side always goes better. So I trimmed this one up so it looks way better. nice smooth line. So I'll probably take the other one off and redo it. But yeah, so then trim this side, and just all I got left to do is mount it up, put the seat on, put the bolts back in, and we're good to go. And she'll be ready to rock. All right, there you go, everybody. That is the 3-gallon IMS fuel tank, totally installed on the 2013 WR450 Yamaha. Looks pretty darn decent. Doesn't look too bad, if I must say so. The only thing is, I wish I could, I'll have to, like I say, find a different gas cap for it. But other than that, fits pretty decent, and it does fit with these radiator braces. These are, what the heck are the name of these ones? I can't remember. Unibiker, I think. Unibiker radiator braces. So anyways, everything does fit in there, bolts up good. Like I say, the only catch is you gotta trim your fenders on both sides. So as you can see, I did a good job on the second side here. First side I haven't trimmed up yet or finished trimming, but I'll just give you guys a quick look at how the finished product is. So it doesn't look too bad. Actually looks pretty darn decent, so no complaints. If you guys are thinking about it, it's a good couple-hour project probably by the time you're done trimming fenders and the rest of it. So it's gonna take you a little bit, but just take your time. Maybe if you're fast, maybe an hour. So a little over, but it's pretty easy, pretty simple to do. So all right, hope you liked the video, guys. Remember, thumbs up, favorite, like, share, and subscribe.